Welcome to Last to the Party. I'm Megan, and every week this show makes me feel like I've been watching Bravo my whole life.
I'm Wendy, and every week I'm reminded that I have.
This is Last to the Party, where we talk Bravo, and today we are talking In the City, Episode 7, You Only Get Married Twice. This is the first in a long series of weeks where we haven't had like additional Summer House related content, except that as we speak today, July 3rd, the Summer House castmates are driving out for their inaugural weekend.
Exciting. And you did see that Amanda is not returning, right?
I did.
Okay, I have a thought on this, and it's not my own original thought. I saw it on, I don't know, TikTok or Instagram from somebody who covers a lot of Bravo stuff. And they said, you know, everybody's excited that Amanda's not coming back, but the only reason we're tuning in to In the City is the Amanda-Kyle fallout. So do we need Amanda for Summer House to kind of, you know, keep that, what's the word I'm looking for? Keep that
storyline going.
That storyline or that interest going, because it's almost like, while we're not getting a whole new cast, where Kyle's returning, Lindsay and Sierra are supposed to be returning at least
Part-time.
Jesse Solomon is returning, Bailey's returning, and then a whole slew of new people.
Yes, that we don't know about, right?
Oh,
like
I missed Carl. Is Carl returning?
Oh, yes. Carl is returning.
Okay, good. So, I mean, I think there's like enough there with some new blood and some old blood to make it interesting. I hope.
I think there's plenty there. I think because Kyle's on the show, if there's any Amanda drama to be had, we'll still hear about it. I don't need another summer of Amanda and Kyle fighting. We did it all season with Summer House. We're doing it all season with In the City. And while I am invested because I can't look away, I'm perfectly happy to start some new storylines here on Summer House.
Do you want to see Kyle like wild out?
Yes.
Even though he's technically still married.
That doesn't bother me. If you are in the process of getting divorced, you are separated. I don't have an issue with people dating.
Well, good. I want to talk about that with today's episode as well. My other note is I saw that KJ isn't returning. Oh, is Mia returning?
Mia is returning.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I love that Mia is returning as well. But I saw that KJ and Dara not together anymore and both not returning to the show.
Not together anymore.
Yeah, you didn't know?
I didn't.
Yeah, not together anymore and both not returning to the show. Okay. How do you feel about that?
I think that's probably the right choice for KJ, who was dealing with some pretty intense personal stuff, and heading back to a summer on reality TV maybe isn't the healthiest choice. So hopefully that was a choice that he made, because I enjoyed him on the show. I would be perfectly happy to have him back on the show. I hope that he wasn't asked to leave. Oh, gotcha. Like I think he was interesting enough. And I think like he and Sierra and Mia had such a nice relationship building. If production was like, yeah, we're not asking you back, KJ, it's such a miss, especially after finally last season starting the conversation about what it's like to exist as a Black person in the world, what it's like to be on these reality TV shows, how people perceive you, the relationships you have. Like that would be such a mistake on their part, even optically, to be like, one season was enough.
Well, let me tell you why I know that I have watched every season of the show and you haven't. You didn't watch the 2020 season, did you?
I did not.
That conversation, it might have not been 2020 season because that's Sierra's first season. So it might have been the season after it with Sierra. And I can't remember the gal's name, but she baked the cookies. Also a woman of color. Did you watch that season?
No.
That conversation came up several times too, and they had like a big, house discussion about it. So it's been recurring. So it wasn't like last season was the first time that it was talked about.
Fair. It's just been in the conversation.
Totally.
Around this show.
And yes, it would be a huge misstep if Rob was like, we're not going to, see you with that. Yeah. Agree. agree. But this is the big weekend, big kickoff weekend for them.
I'm hoping. I need some boots on the ground journalism. Like, did we not hear that they're in a different house too?
I believe they are in a different house.
What is the reason that they wait so long to air this show?
I don't know.
Like, why can't we get it in the fall? Like, why do we need to wait 9 months to get the show?
You know, that's a good question. And maybe the Bravo gods will hear us, because that was the biggest complaint, is that we, you know, the fans, you know, everybody who follows this show and social media has known about like the Wes and Amanda stuff months and months and months before it even hit our TV. So
yeah, and they had to play editing Tetris within the city, jumping around from storyline to storyline to make it make sense. Yeah. So
look, if Hallmark can turn out a movie in 3 months, I think they can, you know, Bravo can turn around a reality TV show. No?
And that's a plug for our other podcast, Girls Gone Hallmark. Check us out. Are you ready to talk You Only Get Married Twice?
Yes, I am.
Let's hear a synopsis.
Oh, God, I don't have one.
Okay.
Hold on. Guys, I just got it down. Let me pull this up. Here's the synopsis. Lindsay and Kenny spark an unexpected bond. Kyle gets some advice from Carl. Yvonne and Nick's wedding dinner unravels as underlying tensions erupt at the table.
And oh, did they erupt.
This dinner scene was super intense, I thought. Yes. And these are just my thoughts up top here. The dinner scene was super intense, and it was giving the best housewives dinner where, like, you know,
Teresa flips the table.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Sort of iconic. So I thought it was a great episode.
Kelly, what's her name, calls someone the see you next Tuesday word.
Kelly Ben Simone?
No. Orange County Kelly.
Dodd?
Thank you.
Oh, that's right. Shannon. Yeah, it's not even my fucking plate, bitch. Look, guys, I've seen
that's a different one. I'm talking about not the quiet woman argument. I'm talking about, there's one where they're in like a upstairs room. Heather Dubrow, I think she calls Heather Dubrow the C word. Anyway,
wow.
Speaking of gossip, I don't know if it's just this show. I need to pay more attention to my other. It's not just this show, but it grates on me in this show when they're like, get together at the bar to talk about what happened the last time you guys got together, right?
Yeah.
So they have a meetup at the bar with Lindsay and the guys so they can talk about how Owen was evasive with his answers. And
on the boys' night.
Boys, side note.
With a Z.
Yes.
That was so funny. I laughed out loud.
Kyle said that.
Loud. Always Kyle makes me laugh.
I did appreciate in this scene that Lindsay's like, you guys are so dumb. Like, let me Google it and I will get the information that you want. Once again.
I laughed out loud because Gavin's like, Google Owen heavy married. What I was like, okay, boomer. Like, honestly, it was giving like me telling my kid what to Google. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, these are the keywords. But yeah, but wasn't that funny?
I did find it funny. There was a very awkward cutaway in the middle of this scene, I thought, to Owen and Danielle out together, like talking about their day, having a drink, drinking Guinness. And then all of a sudden Danielle's like, yeah, you know what else is hard? I want to have babies with you and you're still married. And then cut back to the conversation. I was like, woof.
Yeah, editing was a choice there. Yeah. You know, obviously we know that they have had a baby and yes. I don't know the status. I hope everything is good there with their newborn. I know he's in the NICU, but I thought it was kind of a weird scene because it was only a few episodes that we saw a scene with Owen and Danielle, and they were talking about having kids together, like her desire to have kids like very soon. So now it's like this random, like, I can't imagine saying to my boyfriend, who is technically still married, like, oh, I wish that this would hurry up so I can have a baby with you.
Yeah, and since we know that they have had a baby and this show was not filmed that long ago, like, she must have gotten pregnant shortly thereafter, and there's no way his divorce is finalized.
I don't know. I mean, this is where we need Lindsay Hubbard doing the Googling to give us the freaking timeline.
Being the FBI.
I need somebody. Actually, I don't need anybody. I don't care if he is in the process of a divorce and is with somebody else.
Me either.
It is 2026. People can move on. You know, it's paperwork. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't really understand. They're like, I understand that they were bothered that he was being cagey and not giving them information, but I don't understand why they care. Like, has it been 2 years? What difference does it make how long he's been married? He is in the process of getting divorced. What else matters?
Well, that was so funny, too, because they showed that scene, and I know we're skipping ahead just a little bit. They showed that scene. There was some question over 4 years versus 2 years, and then Amanda has approached him, and he was like, well, there was this thing called COVID, right? Yeah, I was like, fuck off, dude. You're such an asshole. But Amanda's fully aware because she and Kyle had their own setbacks in planning their own wedding because of COVID. So, you know, but how easy would it have been, like, we legally got married this date, then we had a wedding this date.
At a dinner for a couple who had their wedding and then got legally married on different days. So, like,
same thing. Yes.
It's not that hard to explain.
I just think Owen doesn't want to talk about these things, which we're going to get to later. Lindsay makes a very good point at this dinner. So let's rewind it and head back to the top of our episode.
Okay. The only other interesting thing that comes out of this is Kenny and Lindsay start to connect. Kenny tells the guys the story about reconnecting with his dad and how that was like healing for him a little bit. And then Lindsay starts to relate because she has a past with her mom. Now, the thing that worried me in this conversation was Kenny originally was like, I'd like to talk to you about that. But then he said, because they had asked, do you have any interest in talking to her? Lindsay says, no, like, I'm done with that. But Kenny's like, you know, I realized like how much I was carrying around. I'd love to talk to you about that. And I was worried that Kenny was going to come in like, you need to connect with your mom. You need closure. You need this healing. Fortunately, spoiler alert, that does not happen. Mm-hmm. And I think after hearing the actual story, it's different from his. It's not like my dad just stopped showing up. She was actively a narcissist, it seems like.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh no, Kenny, like, don't make it worse because you and Lindsay are already on shaky ground.
Yeah, you know, but I thought this dynamic of Lindsay with Kyle and Gavin and Kenny at the bar was kind of nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
And it did remind me of episode 1 or 2. I can't remember what it was, when they were out at the bar and she was kind of poking him about his relationship.
Yeah,
like,
episode
I was like,
1.
I was like, that's the dynamic I expected from this group. Like, Lindsay's a girl's girl, but she's also like a guy's girl too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Lindsay had a good time.
Yeah. And I thought, oh, this is what I expected from these 4 people or this group here, and not the constant riff between Kenny and Lindsay.
Yeah. So how do you feel? They went out, they had to drink together and they connect. Like, I felt so like, okay, I'm so glad that we've maybe smoothed. I'm sure that we're not like drama free, but I was glad that they connected and glad that like we maybe have healed a little bit of the constant drama between these two.
Well, hear me out. What do you think about Kenny and Lindsay as a match?
Oh, I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. You know, who was it us talking about it that were like, or somebody told Lindsay like she needs a dude that like matches her energy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Was that us talking about it, or did we hear that somewhere?
Well, I don't know if we talked about it because it was our idea, or I think you said she needs someone that matches her energy.
I kind of think Kenny matches her energy.
You know, that's really interesting. I don't hate that idea. And also, Kenny has his life together, it seems like, professionally. Like, I think romantically, maybe it's not 100%, you know, he's had some issues, but he does seem to professionally have his act together, which is something that Lindsay needs. Like, Lindsay does not need a guy who's like in transition. Like, when you look at...
She's an established dude.
Yes. And like, when you look at Carl, like she was so against him opening a soft bar because for her, it seemed like such an enormous financial risk. And that's not what she wants. Like, she wants a sure thing.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't hate it. Also, here's the interesting thing. They talk about Lindsay talks about her mom, and I actually was like so moved when she talks about like Gemma. She's like, I could not even begin to imagine doing to her what she did to me. And she's like, that's so totally solidified that what she did to me was wrong, because there's no world in which I could treat her that way. And I really like Lindsay as a mom. But the other thing is, he talks about, he's like, yeah, how has that affected your relationships? And they're both pretty self-aware that their parenting has affected their romantic relationships.
Well, methinks that Lindsay Hubbard has been in some therapy.
Yeah.
Kenny, I have no idea, but Lindsay for sure. And good on her.
The other thing that stuck with me is Lindsay talks about the end of her relationship with Carl and the end of her relationship with her baby daddy. And she classifies it as they both abandoned her. And I know we've talked about that language before, but I want to revisit it, because what do you think about that narrative that they have abandoned her?
Well, in terms of Linz and her baby daddy, obviously we don't know that situation. I can't weigh in on that. But in terms of Carl and her, I don't subscribe to the abandonment theory. I mean, he broke it off, right? Abandoned her. I mean, that would be like, to me, runaway bride.
Yes.
And I don't think that's what happened. Did it feel like abandonment? Sure, because she's entitled to how she feels about it. But if I'm on the outside looking in, I wouldn't classify it as that.
The point about did it feel like abandonment, I think, is the key thing, right? Because she has been trained to feel like people ending a relationship with her is the same thing as being abandoned. Regardless, look, I think Carl did the right thing. I think in that space, they were not doing well, and getting married was not a good choice for the two of them from what we could see on television. I'm aware we don't have 100% of the story, but I do feel like that felt like the right move.
Yeah, and if I'm Lindsay here for a second, I would say that was the right move, because without it, I wouldn't have baby Gemma.
Rejection is protection, baby.
Yeah.
I agree. But I just think it's interesting that that's how she views it. And that certainly has been why it's been so hard for her and Carl to get to a good place.
Yeah. So then what do you think about Gemma's father then, that situation?
You know, we just, like you said, we just don't know. But I think it was, from what she's told us, it seems more like their lives were a mismatch. And as much as she tried to be a different person for him, they just didn't fit. That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
And so that happens, unfortunately.
Yep.
Before we get to the wedding dinner disaster, though.
Yes.
We do get Carl, finally.
You know what is so funny is I watched this episode twice, and the first time I watched, I didn't even clock that we were getting Carl on In the City.
Oh, me either, right away, because I'm so used to seeing him with them.
Right. And then when I watched it again, I was like, wait a minute. This is Carl's first time on In the City. I need Carl on season 2. End of story.
For sure.
End of story. And I loved this conversation. Was it highly produced? I don't know. But
yes.
But these two are obviously friends, and Carl cares about Kyle. And I think Carl was asking some very important, poignant questions to Kyle in this moment here. I thought it was great.
I agree. I thought it was great too. I also loved that, like, Soft Bar was full of people and looked like a good time. And from a business perspective, I'm like, this is smart to make these mocktails that feel like the experience of ordering a drink. It's not just like, oh, sure, you can have a Coke or you can have a club soda. Like, you get the curated experience of going to a bar. Anyway, I think Carl did well. I hope Soft Bar is genuinely successful. Impossible for us to know.
I'm telling you, I want to go there so badly when I'm there in September.
Oh, I'm going to be there in September too.
I know. I really want to go, but I did Google it. It says it's like a 45-minute Uber ride to Brooklyn.
Oh. Well, yeah. And we have our teenage daughters. Like, can they go into a bar?
It's a coffee place.
Oh, yeah. And they don't serve alcohol.
No. Yeah. Hello.
Wow. All right. By the way, I'm not trying to co-opt every part of your trip.
You're not, but I kind of want to go. It's a busy weekend in New York. Like there's like an event happening, and I think he'll be part of that.
I thought it was a nice conversation. Like you said, I think Carl made some interesting points where he was like, being the one to end it, being the quote bad guy,
yes,
sucked.
Yes.
But ultimately it was happening for me, not to me. Those are not Carl's words, but that was the message I was hearing. Like sometimes you got to rip off the Band-Aid. You got to make the move to move things along because you're not in a good place.
Do you think Carl here was in so many words telling him like, you need to end it?
I mean, I think he was telling him to think very seriously about that possibility.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to my theory of Amanda not wanting to end it. She doesn't want to look like the bad guy, 100%. Right? Of course, this is pre-West. This is what I'm thinking, is that Amanda didn't want to end it. She wanted Kyle to either do something explosive and terrible and then therefore justified ending it, or Kyle ending it so he looks like the bad guy. Mm-hmm. Either way, I thought Carl had some good advice. Yes, it's going to suck. You are going to look like the bad guy, especially in the public eye, right?
Yeah, and this is pre-West, before we knew that he had like so much worse coming for Amanda, that, you know, Kyle has been redeemed in a certain sense.
Exactly. So I thought it was a good scene. I thought it was a perfect way to push this storyline forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a nice use of bringing Carl in.
Let's take a break and then we'll get into wedding dinner disaster.
All right. Well, the bulk of this show focuses on Yvonne and Nick's wedding dinner, which, while beautiful, was a disaster.
I have a lot of thoughts.
Yes.
I have a lot of thoughts that are mixed in this segment of the
there's
episode.
So many crazy conflicts. It's not just like one fight.
Okay, let me get down to like the stupid stuff.
Yes.
I really hated the whole it's about Yvonne and Nick.
Yes.
Desire.
Say more.
Mostly because Yvonne and Nick have already had a big wedding, mm-hmm. right? Yes, they did not officially legalize it or whatever, and then they did, and then they had this like lovely dinner with like their friends, but it is not their wedding day. Mm-hmm. That has already happened.
This is a for television moment. Yes,
exactly. So part of me hates the stereotype of it's about me, I'm the bride, everybody should be showering me narrative.
So I have been thinking about this since I watched the show all of 24 hours ago, because I understand her being upset. If you're at your wedding or even your birthday party and there's drama that kind of ruins it, you would be upset.
Sure.
But she kept saying, can we talk about me? Can we talk about me and Nick? And I'm thinking, even if this were a normal group of friends, right? Not a reality television show, just friends getting together to celebrate your official wedding, you wouldn't talk about the couple the entire time. You would just have normal conversation. You would be there celebrating them together, but you would talk about everyone's lives and everything that's going on. You wouldn't be like, tell me more stories about Yvonne and Nick. Let's talk about Yvonne and Nick. Tell me about your wedding. I can understand maybe we're not crying and screaming and flipping tables, but could we talk about us? I thought, a weird redirect.
Me too.
Okay.
Same. Let's talk about the dress. Let's talk about Danielle's dress.
Yes.
Look, in the text, it looked pink.
Yes. On
in
camera,
real life,
it looks white.
On camera. But again, you're not wearing a wedding dress. Yvonne is not wearing a wedding dress. It is not her wedding day. Oh, come on.
Look, I see multiple points about this. One, Danielle was concerned enough to text Yvonne about it, which to me, it's just like, yes, Yvonne signed off on it because in the text, it looks pink. But on Reddit, there was a guy who was like, I ran through this image through every single setting on my TV and like posted screenshots. It doesn't look pink in any of them.
Oh, really?
So that made me laugh because I just love the pettiness of people sometimes. But the other thing is, Gavin said, because at one point she shows him the screenshot and Gavin's like, yeah, it looks pink there. But he's like, I would have told you not to wear it. And Lindsay says, like, you were already questioning it. So I kind of feel like unless you were trying to make drama, like, you know that there was a potential for this to be a concern, just wear something else. She's like, I didn't have time. Danielle, you're the closet app founder. You don't have anything else in your closet to wear to a nice dinner. It's not an actual wedding. Come on.
Do you think she thought, oh, this is going to be part of my storyline. I'm going to show up in a dress that's
maybe
close to white. Like, she's like, oh.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. Part of me is just like, it's so silly.
Would you have said anything if it were you?
No.
You wouldn't.
If I was who? If I was Yvonne?
Yes.
No. At the dinner table across Yvonne redirects the conversation and like shots fired at Danielle about I would no.
Yeah.
If I was Yvonne and pissed off about it, I would stew about it and then talk shit about it to my friends the next day. I would not make it a public forum. No,
because then it makes Yvonne look petty.
Yeah.
Big argument number 2 is the Amanda and Kyle of it all. And this is why when you ask about Amanda being on Summer House and am I going to miss that drama driver? I'm not. I'm so done after this. They're at an impasse. There's nothing to be done here.
There's no resolution other than to end this marriage, right?
At this point, because Gavin's like, oh, how's the new apartment? And Amanda's like, oh, it's going well. When I'm getting ready for bed. And Kyle's like, hi. And then all hell breaks loose.
Look, I feel like Gavin's doing too much here.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're on the same page. I was like, while I like the instigator, it is almost too much. It actually is not even almost. It is too much.
Yes.
And I like that Danielle called him out for it, that he is the one who is...
Yeah, fuck you, by the way. So much name calling at this table.
Totally. He's doing too much. And I'm wondering, I'm like, does he think like, this is what I have to do on a reality show? I have to just really drop these bomb questions.
I have absolutely no storyline of my own. So
yes,
let's make some content.
Okay. I want to talk about the words exchanged between Kyle and Amanda in this scene. Of course, there is accusations of Amanda smokes too much, Kyle drinks too much, right? Mm-hmm. And we see like the girls kind of rally behind Amanda a little bit. And by girls, I mean Georgina and Danielle. Mm-hmm. Basically saying, well, like smoking too much isn't the same as Kyle drinking too much. And then Amanda goes on to be like, and because when I smoke too much, I'm not out there making, headlines or making poor decisions. And she's suggesting that while Kyle is drunk, he's making poor decisions.
Yes.
But on Kyle's POV, he's like, you're smoking. We're not having any conversations. We don't have any kind of intimate relationships with each other. So where do you fall on
I think
who's right and who's wrong here?
I think they're both right. I think the point that Lindsay will make later in the episode is the most important one. You both want the same thing. You want a partner who will be all of the things you want a partner to be. But what you want in a partner is not the same thing. What Amanda wants in a partner and what Kyle wants in a partner is not the same thing. Like this, and Lindsay kind of, it's frustrating because she's like, it's so hard for me to see you two going through this. But to me, the words that she's saying are like, this relationship is broken. There is no fixing it. They both are asked, are you in love with each other? And they both say no.
I know. First of all, I can't even imagine. Like, that's a therapist question. You don't ask that question to two people who are actively separated at a dinner table full of friends. Like, don't put them on the spot like that. Like, that feels so invasive to me. But we do kind of hear like they each are not in love with each other.
Yes.
Though Amanda's answer was real cagey, I thought. She says, I can't remember it verbatim, but it was like, I can't be in love with this person who does this stuff to me or something like that.
Basically, it's Kyle's fault that I'm not in love with him.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And Kyle evades it too. Like, he doesn't answer the question and they have to be like, you didn't answer.
Right.
So they're both evasive. I mean, I understand. I wouldn't want to answer that question either. And I think you're right. It's not fair to ask. And were these two not reality TV veterans who are used to playing out their entire life on television, I think it would be perfectly fair to be like, yeah, that's not a question I'm going to answer in a group like this. That's not fair to Kyle or to Amanda. I just think this, to me, the relationship is broken. I think Kyle and Amanda are both right about each other's behavior. Amanda's smoking every night is detrimental to their relationship. Kyle's drinking every night is detrimental to their relationship. Whether or not Kyle is misbehaving, it's bothersome to Amanda. That's all that matters. Like, it's not working for her, and therefore that fractures their relationship.
Let me ask you, what did you think about the accusation that Kyle wants a party girl from Amanda and his reaction to that?
I just think he wants a partner who wants to hang with him in the ways that he wants to hang. And Amanda reads that as someone who will party every night with him.
Okay, but is she not doing that with West right now?
Well, yeah, that's the argument that the whole internet's making. Like, oh, now all of a sudden you go out and have fun?
Yeah, it would make me pause too. If I was Kyle, I would be like, well, I guess she said it on the Summer House reunion. She just didn't want to go out with Kyle. Look, girlfriend was done and dusted a long time ago. Let's just call a spade, right?
And quite frankly, if she and West are in it for the long haul, she's going to get bored with West too. She's only willing to do this stuff with West because that's the kind of girl he wants. And so she's trying to be that girl. Amanda is a homebody. She's a bed bug. I get it. I'm that girl too. I don't want to go out every night. I don't want to go out any night. So it's perfectly fine to be that person, but just own it and find a person who wants that too.
Yeah, it's really hard. Just these two are at the end of this relationship.
Yep.
And again, I just don't think either of them want to be like to call it.
Yeah.
I mean, good thing is West was catalyst that made that all happen,
Yeah.
right?
Straw that broke Kyle's back. Okay.
Yeah.
The second to last conflict is Danielle screaming at Lindsay about her Googling Owen. I have two takeaways.
Okay.
One, finally, and I don't know why nobody said this before, Danielle says, we can't answer all of these questions for legal reasons. I don't know what the legal reasons are. Obviously, Danielle can't get into it. She says, like, we can talk about it off camera. Fine. But I don't know why, if this is the case, they can't talk about the details of Owen's marriage for whatever reason. Why couldn't somebody have said that earlier?
Yeah.
And
it seems convenient.
Yes, it does. I believe it, but you had all these opportunities. It's like Owen, at one point in the argument, he's like, we were married legally in 2021. We had a wedding in 2023, right? So why couldn't you have answered that question? Like, are you just being evasive for the sake of pettiness?
To be a dick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't owe you anything.
Like, he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to share his life on the show.
Yes.
Right?
Which leads us to the next big point.
Yes.
Lindsay's screaming at Danielle. Why is he here? Why are you here? And Danielle's like, ooh, that's what this is all about, isn't it? And to me, I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think Lindsay's mad that Danielle's here. Lindsay wants good television. So whatever it takes, Lindsay will take that. But I think Lindsay's point is valid. If you don't want to talk about what's going on in your life, what are you doing on a reality TV show?
Yeah, because look at it from Lindsay's POV, right? Mm-hmm. The father of her child does not want their child to be on social media. But she's like, look, I'm in the public eye. I'm going to be on this reality TV show as a mother. They came to a resolution, agreement to have Gemma on the show. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, what is Lindsay doing there, right? Like, it would be very hard to show her life as a mom if she doesn't show her life as a mom. So she's asking Danielle, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, you have to show your life.
Yeah, I'm bearing it all. What are you doing? Excuse me.
This is very much a copy and paste of a storyline from Vanderpump Rules when Lala Kent was at the time dating I don't know if he was still married or not, Randall, right? Mm-hmm. And Lala was not sharing her life on camera. She was like, I don't know what married man you're talking about. I'm not with a married man. All the time she was with a married man. And there was a lot of like finger pointing of, we're on a show where we have to show our real life and you're not showing your real life. So I think Lindsay has a good point here.
I agree with all of that.
Is Danielle and Owen showing their real life?
Doesn't seem like it. And if you couldn't talk about it, then you should have stepped away from the show. Like, Owen shouldn't be a part of the show if you can't talk about your relationship. The end.
But then what is Danielle going to show?
Well, yeah.
Oh, I'm with this guy who doesn't want to be on camera, and then therefore has no storyline, right?
Yeah, bye.
And remove the Owen part of it. What is their storyline?
That's my point about Danielle's storyline. Doesn't exist. It is manufactured conversations the entire time. There's not even like, Lindsay's going on these dates, which obviously are going nowhere, but at least there's some content there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not seeing Danielle do anything.
I mean, Andrea and Lexi, what is their storyline other than trying to have a baby? At least we have a little bit of like Nikki and Yvonne. It was a whiff of it today about her not being, being let go from a job and not having like a purpose. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Get more into that. I honestly, we had questioned like, what's Kenny, like the Kenny and Whitney of it all. I'm like, I don't care about that. Today's conversation between Kenny and Lindsay about how their parents have affected their relationship, I thought was actually compelling TV.
Me too.
So when we like double click into like that kind of stuff, I'm really interested in. I'm not interested in Owen's divorce situation or Georgina's work situation or Andrea and Lexi, to be quite honest. I need more content.
I 100% agree with you. This show needs a shakeup if it's going to come back. Mm-hmm. The show ends with the transition into next episode, the announcement of a Friendsgiving vacation that Kenny and Lindsay are co-hosting.
I mean, is this not Housewives 100%?
Seriously.
It's like, let's have a
trip.
Big fight, and now we're all going to go on a trip with each other.
Seriously.
But to Connecticut is real boring. Why are we not going to Mexico or something?
Yeah, in the city doesn't have that Housewives money.
Yeah, no shade to Connecticut, but I'm just saying.
No, I mean, if you can drive there, it's not really... it's like, didn't the Housewives go to Palm Springs or something during the COVID season?
Yes.
It's like that.
Let's go to Mexico. Let's get fucked up. Let's watch that.
Yeah.
I want to see what happens there.
Yes.
But Yvonne is pissed.
Yes.
Do you think she's pissed, rightly so, in this moment here? Or is she just, it's the straw that's broke the camel's back?
I don't think she's rightly pissed. First of all, we know that this was set up by production. You got to tease the vacation trip. Yvonne knows that. So to be like, oh, once again, you're talking about something that has nothing to do with me. We'll check our schedules. We'll see if we can make it. I just was like, come on, Yvonne. The night has ruined. I did find it interesting. She's like, I don't mind when Lindsay gets activated. I just want her to get activated for me.
Well, I love the whole throwback to activation, obviously.
Yeah.
Activated. But yeah, again, that just says a lot about like Yvonne's wanting the attention on her.
Sure.
In this moment. And just like, come on, we're nearly 40 years old. Like, stop it.
Yes.
Stop it. Can you tell, this is fully off topic, but can you tell in some of Yvonne's talking heads that she is pregnant?
I thought so.
Yeah, I thought so too. Today was the first time. And actually...
She has those enormous boobs.
Yes. And then it would cut back to a scene. I was like, she does not have those enormous boobs.
Yeah.
So, and there was also a talking head scene with Danielle and Owen. And I thought, is she pregnant here? But I wasn't sure. Wasn't sure. Anyway,
Well, that's a wrap on this discussion of In the City episode 7. If you have thoughts on this episode, you can email us lasttothepartypod@gmail.com. Or if you're a Spotify listener, you can go ahead and drop a comment right there in the podcast feed. And we'll be back next week to talk more In the City drama. Goodbye.
Bye.